Sorry, I zoned out. Hi, hello everybody. How's everybody doing? I realized the chat's gone. Chat. The chat's gone. Chat. The chat's gone. Chat. 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 The chat's gone. Chat. 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 Which one? Chat. Chat. Chat's gone. Chat's gone. Chat. Chat. Help. Chat. Chat. Chat's gone. Chat. Chat. Help. Chat. Where's chat? Chat. Aha. Chat. Oh. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. There's chat. Hi, chat. Hi, chat. I missed you. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. 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 Mwah, 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 mwah. Mwah, mwah. I missed you all. I missed you all so much. I missed you all so much. I missed you all so much. Oh God, it feels good to be home. I'm so tired, but I missed you. Hello, 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 hello. Mwah. Mwah. Hi, 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 hi. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I love this song. Shall we listen to music? Anyways, hello, 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 hello. I know I've been here every day. Sorry. Okay. Let's motherfucker. Nya nya. There you go. Thank you. Hi hi JJ. How you doing? Okay. Hydrate. Cheers. I have water this time. Mm. Fuck. All right. As pronouns, penguin. I go by he they. Chat. What do you go by? Please know your pronouns. Also, hello, 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 hello. Echo. Thank you for being first. Thank you, Lullaby, for being second. Hi, Lullaby. Good to see you. And thank you, Vonnie, for being third. Next, other part of the list. Let's go through everybody. Let's go through everybody. Scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up. Sorry. Yes, 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 yes. Pronouns. Thank you for the pronouns. Thank you for the pronouns. Thank you for saying my avatar is hot. I feel hot today. My tum hurt. My tum does hurt. Hi, Lily. Hi, Ami. Hi, Vanya. Hi, Ari. Good to see you. Good to see you, Astral. Hello, Keeper. Hello, hello, Aura. Hello, Emmy. Hello, Astral. Hello, Echo. Hello, Silas. Good to see you, Silas. And hello, hello, hello. I think I said hello to Lily already. Hello to Astral. Hello, Penguin. Hello, Azalea. Hi, Desi. Hi, Jay. Good to see you. Good to meet you. And hello, everybody. Yes, I know I have hot bitch tummy issues. I'm so tired. Thank you for the follow. I realize my alerts aren't working either. There you go. Browser alert should work. Okay. 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 I know, right? I mean, like I've been doing my little morning streams. Oh, I will cuddle you once you stop vomiting. Okay? How does that sound? You need to stop vomiting first because if I hug you and you vomit on me, I will cry and also puke. Hi, Moxie. Good to see you. It's been a bit. But yes, chat. I do apologize for taking a vacation. I also had to take a vacation because I wanted to see my grandparents before they got too old. I'm glad you stopped puking for a little bit. Oh, yes, I'm going to vomit on your carpet. You're just going to have to deal with that. Oh, God, I'm so tired, chat. This stream's probably not going to last too long. I just want to hang out for a little while just to be like, hey, 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 we're back. Also, I needed to, to get the stream in. And yeah, the song's called I Like You So Much Better When You're Naked. Wait a second. What do you have to get out of your system? Well, I'm glad you got it out of your system. Anyways, more chill music. Okay, so today I have no plan. Do I have any plan tomorrow? No. Do I have plan for the next day? Also no. Chat. Apparently, Cheese A just went live, and I look at my phone and it just says, hey, you're a bottom. Because that's their going live message. Chat, Cheese A is live, in case anybody needs to go check them out. But yes, we'll cuddle, we'll be careful. And yeah, okay, so this week. Do I have any plans? No. I have no plans. Chat, is there anything you want to do this week? Because I just got in, and now I'm here, and I'm just like, oof. Me? You can't do me not on stream, Vanya. Okay, so the plan is tomorrow morning ASMR, obviously. We'll be doing ASMR, gaming in the afternoon. Probably just do Minecraft ASMR just to vibe with it, okay? I got more Monster High stuff. Fuck it, I'll play Monster High too. And, yeah. I don't know. What haven't we done in a while? We need, okay. Things we need. New horror game. I need a new horror game. Shut up, Lullaby. You're right, we have it in content. Monster Hunter? I'm not playing Valorant. I guess we could do Date Everything. It's been a while since we've done Date Everything. Y'all want to see Silent Hill? Silent Hill 2? Maybe? No. I'm sorry, Keeper's here. We should play Silent Still. We should do Silent Still. Call of Duty? Oh, did you make me? But did you make me tamales? I want tamales. I love tamales. Chat, I feel more animated today. I do have a whole game spreadsheet. So we should ignore the spreadsheet and play something different. There's a game called Labyrinth I want to play. Anybody want to collab playing Labyrinth? Oh, Blood Money. I do not like Phasmophobia much. Stay close on Steam. Ooh, okay, let's take a look. Vanya, write these down, Vanya. Vanya, it's time to work. I'm gonna play with my nuts. Not on stream, you're not. Jeez. Stay close. Okay, it's $8. Okay. It looks kind of cute. Huh. Interesting. Hi, Ocean. I miss you. I hope you're doing okay. Ocean, by the way, if you ever want to join the Discord, Ocean, let me know. Just hit me up. Okay? I'll make it happen. All right, chat. I do like a Mortuary Assistant. It's where one of my most famous clips is from. We're not going to play it. But one of my most famous clips is from Mortuary Assistant, where I was flirting with people aggressively. So we're not playing that on stream. You can find it if you want to find it. It's out there. Chat, I bought sauce that makes everything taste like big. Vanya, are you able to ban other mods? Vanya, can you ban other mods? Is this an option? Damn. Or ban yourself. Bad. Because, it's the worst. No. What do you mean what's wrong with Big One? Chat, we're going to take a few seconds here to discuss why the... I have my evil plan, chat. Chat, you remember how I decided I was going to be a villain? Chat, by the way, whoever's not in the Discord, I am going to become a villain, VTuber. I'm going to become a villain. I'm going to be a villain. I think it'd be funny. Chat, do you want to commit crime with me? Do you want to be gay and commit crime? Perfect. Okay, chat, the first thing we're going to do is we're getting rid of the Big Mac. I will eliminate all Big Macs and replace them with better burgers. God damn. All right, chat. Well, we're going to be committing crimes. We're going to be committing crimes to get rid of all the Big Macs. All right. Of course you can be. Stab random people. No. We're doing a real crime, chat. We're doing a real crime. All right. So, chat, come here. Everybody gather around. Very close. Get closer. I can't get closer, chat. Wait. Chat, get closer. Get closer. Get closer, chat. All right. Hear me out. We're gonna whisper. We're gonna commit crime. We're gonna big crime. Big crimes. And they're gonna make us money. And we're gonna get a lot of new viewers. And then chat, we're gonna take over Twitch and then the world. Together, you and me, we got this. Hey. Hey, listen to me. Chat, listen to me. But then we gotta. No, chat, listen. Crime. Hey, what do you mean? What was that poking me? No. Hey. Don't you be poking me nothing. All right. So we gonna commit crime? We're gonna commit crime together? Yeah? Everybody good with that? All right, good. Glad to hear it, chat. We're all on the same page. What crimes we doing? I don't know, but chat, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it together. You and I and you, me, us, together. Oh, bye, Astral. You have a good one, all right? I look forward to seeing you more, all right? Give me a little kiss. Mwah. Be good, all right? This feels like a trick. Well, no, shush. Crime. Listen, I almost made my friend choke. Back up a few inches. If they're choking, just back up a few inches. Come on. Anyways. What was I going to say? Am I real? I'm not real, chat. Chat, I love the song so much. It's the best. I am an alien, my rocket ship is human bones and skin. Oh, Astral, yeah. Hi, Nova. How you doing, sweetie? I zoned out again, chat. I'm so tired. Anyways, where were we at? What were we doing? What were we talking about? Oh, right. So hear me out. So here's what we're gonna do. We're committing crime, obviously. Obviously, we're committing crime. But imagine, chat. I can be like this normally. I can still look the same. Everything can be just exactly the same. The only difference is I gotta wear cool crime suits. I could put on a mask. Chat, do you imagine me in a mask? Come here. Quiet. Just me getting nice and close and being like, that chat. Do you like my mask? But yes. I know I already commit crimes, but now we have a reason to do it. So yeah, I think it'd be a fun theme. And then when we win. All right, I'm just gonna take a little second here. Let me breathe for a few seconds. Brought back. All right. Anyway, so when we it's why does the word not feel right? Chat, explain why the word ain't right. Explain why the word ain't right. All right, chat? I don't understand it. It just don't feel right. It don't feel right. When we doesn't feel good. It feels like there should be other words involved in this sentence. When I. How about we just gonna say when I? All right, when we gotta get past this goddamn phrase. Okay. All right. Together, you and I. Take a breath. Stinky. All right. So when we raid people, we can be all like, "Hey, yo, we're committing crimes. Give me your viewers. Give me your stream. I'm taking over your stream." And we raid people. We be criminals. Imagine, chat, being criminals together. You ready for this, chat? You ready for this? This one's just for you, Vanya. Shirt ripping crimes. I am an alien, my rocket boy. Anyways, we gotta listen to the best song in the world. Woopa. Hey, yo, don't bite your lip. I keep getting going. I keep. That's you. That's you. I believe it. I believe it. I keep getting called a normal man, but I'm a femboy, and I pee myself laughing. Pee! Oh fuck! Ah shit! Okay. We're good. The water only got on the water. It's fine. The water only got on the water. We're fine. The water only got on the water. Okay, chat. It only got on the water. All right. All right, chat. Hey, yo, I just turned my corner. I'm just like, God damn, is that Silas? No, I just spilled water on water. It's okay. The water only got on the water, so it's okay, chat. All right, don't worry about it. Anyways, we can go back to normal. So yeah, the water only got on the water. Don't worry, it's fine. The water's on the water now. The water's okay. Listen. Billy and Mandy. I realize something, chat. The water is only. The rain in Spain is mainly on the plain. Almost had a spill there. Yes. So I spilled water on the water. Okay, the water is on the water. It's fine though. It's fine because the water is on the water, whereas the water should be. But it's not where the water should be because the water's there, and the water is wet now. And I don't want the water to be wet. Okay. I don't want the water to be wet. The water was not supposed to be wet, but now it's wet. Okay. What do I do with the water now, huh? I mean, if it really is that easy, I guess I shouldn't even try, huh, Vanya? But hopefully the water will not be wet soon. You're always wet. Ooh. Anyways, chat, so how is my lovelies doing? Oh, because Vanya, my dear sweet Vanya. Why shouldn't I single you out? You're so much fun to pay attention to. Okay, anyways, just being in a good mood. Hi, Snow, how are you doing? I'm also in a good mood. I'm feeling very good. Relaxed, happy, a little tired, honestly. Moxie, stop being an idiot and stop messing up your voice. Please. Darling. Anyways, back to the music. Oh, it's okay. Screaming is your hobby. How does that even work? Chat, do you want to see the cutest person in the entire world cosplaying as a Woopa to do that one Woopa edit? No, boot the kid out the window. I don't care. Just don't do it IRL and behave yourself and don't actually hurt people. Is it you? Is it me? Am I the cutest person in the world cosplayed as Woopa? No. But I appreciate you calling me cute. All right, chat. 1 second while we do a thing. Super duper. Chat, I'm gonna start rapping. Get ready for my white boy rap era. Womp, womp. Dog raps. Okay, here we go. Ah, I did it. Okay, ready? Are you ready? You ready? Chat, you ready? I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna I don't want to. Okay, we're good. No sneezing. Okay, we're fine. Okay. Anyways. Look how adorable they are. Look how adorable. I love them. Right? You know what the best part is? Doing fangs on any cosplay makes it better. Doing fangs on any cosplay makes it better. It's true, Chan. I mean, you might not. Nah. Chad, do you want to just watch music videos today? I'm watching music videos. Stop edging myself. Here we go. This is how I dance, chat. This is how I dance exclusively. Oh my god. Look at little Gene. Look at little Gene down there. Look at him go. Look at him go. I can't party. I can't party. I think it's funny as he dances exactly like I do. Little wobbles. But he said that he's on the beat. Look at him on the beat. Look at him on the beat. Just watch him dance, chat. Watch him dance. Watch him go. Look at him go. Look at him go. Chat, we gotta see if he keeps going to more songs, okay? We're gonna see if he makes it to this one. Here we go. Here we go. It's about to happen. You ready? He's too fast. He's too fast. We gotta slow him down. We gotta slow him down. Oh. Almost. He's so close. He's so close. He's trying. He's trying. Okay, we gotta try some more songs, chat. We're gonna go through a bunch of songs. We're gonna see if you have any songs you think are gonna match the BPM. Post them right now, and we'll go to watch them. Okay. Next one is gonna be this one, a classic, a classic, a classic. Even though it's brand new. Yeah. Look at him go. Chat, briefly. He danced with Iron Mouse, which means I dance with Iron Mouse. Wait, I got this. There we go. Good night, Echo. Hey, chat. Hey, chat. What if I learn how to write music? I get good at writing music. That way I can have a feature with Iron Mouse. I kind of want to have a feature with Iron Mouse. I kind of want to get good at writing music and then write a song so that I can feature with Iron Mouse and get good at singing. Maybe, what, I don't know why suddenly I feel like this is what I want to do. I could teach you writing stuff. Let me dance in MV. Teach me how to dance. Teach me how to write stuff. All of you together we can make me into the greatest VTuber musician. We got this. Oh, he's getting it. He's getting it. Look at him get it. He getting it. He getting it, chat. Vanya, you did such a great job with this, by the way. Chat, if you want to get your own little dancey guy, go message Vanya. Vanya does commissions. They make amazing, amazing works. Check them out. Mm. Oh my god, chat. Oh my god, chat. Oh my god, chat. First off, we're gonna be a villain so we can commit crimes. Second, musician, villain, committing crimes. Third, 3D model so I can actually learn how to dance. And then I can have dancing streams and singing streams. Ha! This is gonna be so stupid. Chat, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I am so excited. This is gonna be so stupid. Y'all, this is gonna be ridiculous. We're gonna go from being this just little e-boy who's going to ASMR shit. Which, don't get me wrong, I'll still do ASMR. But we're gonna be something more together. We're gonna be amazing. I'm excited. I am so excited, chat. Ah. Up the ghost. Okay, I want to actually hear the song because I like this one. Right? There's potential. There's so much potential. There's so much potential. You know what, chat? I feel like I could write music like this. Maybe. Chat. All right, I will be right back. Keep listening to music. What's that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck, fuck, fuck. Jeez, uh, 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 I took a shot of G-Subs. I took a shot of G-Subs. Hit me hard. Gotta see it. I'm freaking out. You ready? Anyways, we're not gonna listen to that. Okay, we need to do something. We need to do something. We need to do something together, 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 together. Hello, how you doing? Hello, 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 Kodo. How you doing? We're gonna listen to this real quick. Okay, we need to do something. What are we gonna do? Bussin' makes me feel good. I'm CB. I'm EP. I'm Eat Maxing. We're just kind of vibing right now. Look at him get it! Look at him get it! Look at him get it! Look at him go! You want to eat on stream? Okay, chat, we're going to bed. Good night, Keeper. All right, chat, good night. Kono, we're going to be villains, chat. We're going to be villains, chat. We're going to be villains. Chat, we're going to be villains. Do y'all want to take over the world with me? Chat, 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 chat. Do you want to take over the world with me? Do you want to be my gang of evil? We're gonna commit so much crime. It's gonna be so good. Weed! Hello, weed. I found weed. Hello, Carlist. Hello, Carlist. Ah. Oh, gets better. We're gonna commit crime. Oh, wait, right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Oh, wait. We gotta listen to the actual one. Rearrange furniture song. I do love that she's like, I left and he rearranged all the furniture. And he just does magic. The man does magic in his house. That's what happens. The man does magic in his house. Fuck, I wish that happened to me. Imagine you're going senile and all you're doing is like, yeah, magic moving. I don't know what I was going to say something, but you know. Chat, we've hit the lowest brow of comedy. We are now watching Family Guy edits. I'm not high yet, chat. I just smoked a weed. I only did one weed. I only did one pot. I only did one pot. Only one. Only one pot, chat. Chat. We're gonna watch anti-drug things. Give me a second. Y'all want to watch JonTron playing anti-drug games? No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna watch this though. It's drugs. No. No. This is a fucking pan filled with butter. What the fuck you mean it's drugs? What kind of drugs are you doing that are butter and pan? Chad, I'm gonna do a drugs butter and pan. I need rave lights. Chat. Does anybody have a stick? We need chem lights. Wait, get ready. Get ready, chat. Get ready, chat. It's gonna come. It's coming now. Sorry. Okay. No. No. There's another song I want to listen to. That's the he eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Here you go, chat. This is the best song. 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 Chat, get your stick in the air. Aiden. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Rave, repeat. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Eat. Chat, imagine. 3D model. I have glow sticks. Go enjoy your dinner. Anyways, it's time for me all to tell you a big truth. You ready for this? Here's a song for you. Hi, Robin. How you doing? Just imagine though, dick so big it follows you. It's not a question of if it follows you. It's dick so big it follows you. It's just always there. It's just always there, chat. You don't have a choice. It's always there. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I know what song you're talking about. I want to listen to it. Do I need to call you? I'm not high, chat. I am tired. Okay. Wait, what do you mean romantic edition? I smoked a tiny bit of weed like 3 minutes ago. I smoked one weed not even a few minutes ago. Anyways, we need to listen to the actual version. Here we go. I want to write. I want there to be more music like this, chat. There needs to be more music. I had a weed. I had a hit off a pen. That's all. Hey, Aura, teach me how to write this music, okay? Tell me. Tell me right now. Oh, you know what I haven't listened? uh, uh, the horny band. Chat, what's the horny band that just came out? What's the name of the horny band, chat? the one. Silas, you shared a song by them recently. The one that everyone's like, oh my god, this music's so hot. This music, it's just like, um, Sleep Token, Sleep Token, Sleep Token. I have yet to hear any Sleep Token music, chat, so we need to listen to Sleep Token now. Hi, thanks so much for the follow, Awful Waffle. Hello, welcome to the stream. My name is Lucky Jean, and I'm here to share you. Ayo, wait. Ayo, wait. Ayo, wait. Ay- All right, chat. I need to do a deep dive. I need to do a quick deep dive. We're gonna go through a few of these really quick. I want to get a vibe of what the band is, and then we'll because what Bad Omens bet. Okay, give me some more. Give me some more. Bad Omens. Wait, this? No. This is a mashup. Oh, is Bad Omens a different band? Are these different bands? We'll check out the mashup then. Okay, let's hear it. Chat, I'm sorry. I've been out of the loop. I've been listening to like uh, trap metal exclusively, so I don't know this kind of music for a while. Okay. Okay. All right, I dig it. I dig it. Okay, I'll listen to the bands a bit. But I see two things in the recommended that we have to listen to. One is Denzel Curry covering Rage Against the Machine, and I love Denzel Curry, and I love Rage Against the Machine. The other one is Try Not to Sing Along Emo Edition. Do y'all want to do Try Not to Sing Along Emo Edition together? Yes, Moxie. Don't give yourself a fucking don't give. Oh, this is a. All right, bye, Kylist. I'll be back in the morning. You're going to fail, probably. Let's go. I'm gonna go. No dancing. Okay, no humming. Here we go, chat. Let's do it. That one's not fair. That one's not fair. You can't start like that. If they had started slower, wasn't a fan of All Time Low. Damn it. I don't know this one. I still want a headbang though. Ooh. Mmm. No, I know Bring Me the Horizon. I just never really listened to them much. They weren't my kind of screamo. Okay, okay, okay. Wait, Dar's not subbed? What the fuck? Okay, we're still good. We're still good, chat. We're still good, chat. We're still good, chat. I mean, I made it through. Oh, that part. Oh, whoops. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? No. It refused to play it. Chat, give me a second. Give me a second. I know. Anyways, that's probably about how much was in there. Why do you believe what the fuck? Fuck you. Why am I a poser? Why am I a poser? I will post pictures of me in high school. I'll post pictures of me in high school. Just you wait. Just you wait. I'm gonna mi amore. Come va mi amore? Chat, I want to see if I can find old pictures of me. Killian, 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 Killian. I don't know why I'm singing Killian now. I'm not gonna do it, Vonyers. I'm still gonna see if I can find old pictures. It's not on stream, okay? Okay. Killian, 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 Killian. I'm not going to post pictures of myself. I'm just going to see if I can find them. Not on stream. Okay? Relax, all of you mods. I love you so very much, but you know what? Is what I think. Who's that wandering in the trees? It's two sailors and they're on leave. That was me ripping a shirt. Who's your daddy? Yes, I am. Big bad voodoo daddy. You ready? Here's a story about Minnie the Moocher. The safety pin is going to rust in your mouth, and it's going to cause you issues. Don't put a safety pin in your mouth and leave it under your tongue. Aura, you and I, we will do this. We'll fucking do this. You wanna do this together? I will go buy a bass so I can record the bass. Boom de hi de hi de hi. Oh. I would jam with you. I would 100% jam with you, Vanya. Get an instrument. Let's do it. Buddy hi de hi. That is an insane thing to say. She loved him though he was choky. He committed domestic violence, is what they meant. No, chat, I have another song. Do you know what's so fucking funny? Do you want to know something that's so fucking funny? I want to explain something, chat. Okay, so there's a part in the song where it goes, the other guy's voice, you know, the derpa 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 derpa. We're gonna talk about it when it gets there, okay? It's so goofy. Good night, Catalyst. Mwah. Did I forget that I had given her? Yes, I do mean Shaggy, but the other guy on Shaggy's song, which is also Shaggy, but this part here. Okay, you hear this, right? You hear this? You hear this? No, we need to talk. Oh, hey, thank you for the follow. Hi. How you doing? Oh shit, Ray redeemed Southern voice. Ray, are you still here? I'm sorry, I didn't notice. We will go into it if you're here. Hi. Welcome, Amira. Wee. Thank you so much for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. Sorry I didn't win this time. Okay, this part here. Oh, all right, goddamn it. Fine, we're gonna do the Southern voice here. We're gonna keep it up. All right, so this voice here, this one. All right, so Shaggy obviously doesn't sound like that because he's also the other voice in the song. Do you know what he's doing there? You see, back in the day, Shaggy was in the military, and Shaggy had a drill sergeant, and he liked to make fun of the drill sergeant's voice. So he was doing the voice of the drill sergeant, and it sounds like that. That is him doing a drill sergeant voice. And so he's just imitating the drill sergeant that he had when he was in the military, and then he made the song. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing, chat. But just to, it's not even to make it an impression of any sort of nationality or anything. That is him making fun of his drill sergeant. It's crazy. All right. You said play what song? You said sips. Shaggy. It wasn't me. All right, we'll give it a try. All right, we'll give it a try. Give me a second here. Let's see what it is. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what the fuck this is? No, 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 no. What do you mean? No, he is both the voices. He is both the voices. Give me a second. God damn it. But anyways, the voice that he does, the voice that Shaggy does, the rapping voice, is still him doing a fake voice. That's what I'm saying. Shaggy's rap voice is him doing a fake voice. Fine, you're right. Fight me, but the rap voice is Shaggy doing a fake voice. This is what Shaggy actually sounds like when he talks. All right. You see? There we go. This is important. No, 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 no. Shut up, Dar. God damn it, Dar. Dar, listen to me. Dar, listen to me. No, 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 no. We ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. That's like me singing this voice. Being like, hello, it's me and I'm Gene and I sing in this voice. Boo ba doo ba doo ba ba da bow. But that's not my voice. You got a singing voice. You got a natural singing voice. This is this. So fight me. Fight me. All right. Chat, chat. All right, we're going to hear this. I'm not too high. Fight me. God, I'm going to hunt you down. He tried. He tried, chat. He tried. But we're going to play a better song. You ready? Chat, you're going to. Fine. He's like me. He's just like me. Was it me? All right, chat. We're gonna listen to some objectively bad music that I fucking love. So what the fuck is this? 8 hours ago, this was posted. This was posted 8 hours ago. There's zero. There's no views. There's no views on this. Chat. I'm gonna scroll over real quick so y'all can see this. Okay. I want you all to see. Wait, we're gonna. Okay. Damn it. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, chat. This is gonna be my. You see this thing right here? This one says, "Spring, spring, cat's your boy, cat's your bruh." Was posted 8 hours ago. It's 2 minute and 42-second video. Has no views after 8 hours of being posted. It's time. We're gonna see what this is. You know, you know, it's not that it's awful. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Who? Why? Why did that even exist? Are you? Thank you for the hydrate. That exists. Okay, that exists. That exists. Oh wait. We got something else. 10 hours ago, 70 views. Let's check it out. Okay. Okay. I'll take it. I fuck with this. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? No. What do you mean low battery? Stop being low battery. Wait a fucking second. Wait a fucking. It's AI. It's AI. Is it AI? Uh, oh, come on. Come on. Damn it. I was going to be like, oh, that's so cool. You know what? You know what? We're going back to the one. At least it's not AI. At least it's not AI. Maybe it gets better. I mean, like, at least it's not AI. Is it AI? Is this AI? Hey, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Is this AI? This can't be AI, right? Oh, thank God. That's a if AI made this as we made. Hi, Lynn. How you doing? Mwah. Look, chat. Like, it's not good, but like at least it's not AI. At least it's not AI. It's not good, but at least it's not AI. Chat, this is gonna be the new thing. We're gonna try to discover new musicians. This is not AI, I think. Maybe it's AI. We'll find out. It feels AI. Okay, we're listening to this. Okay. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let me get it. Why would I listen to this whole thing? No. 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 I would. You know what? We're gonna listen. We're gonna listen to something good. We're gonna listen comparatively good. Okay. Just for that. Fuck you. Oh wait a second. We gotta do this. I did freeze a little bit. Thank you. Hi, Lacey. Hi, missed you. Mwah. Okay. Oh. Oh. I've seen footage. I would make music like this. I would 100% make music like this or anything Nine Inch Nails. Chat. One of my favorite songs right now. Wait. Chat. Only or Reptile? Right now. Only or Reptile? Which song do you want to hear? Only or Reptile? Pick a song. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which one did you pick? All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out bed. Happy birthday, no tomorrow, no tomorrow. Fine, Wilson only. I love this music video. Oh, there's my favorite song. Chat, I'll never know what my favorite song is. It's behind my head. Chat, if you can guess my favorite song, I will give 10 subs right now. My all-time favorite song. No one's going to guess it. No one. No one. Not a single person. You right there, you can't guess it. It's true. No. Not Dog in the Park. I'll tell you this, it's behind my head. It's behind my head right now. I'm becoming less defined as days go by. Winning away, and well, you might say I'm losing my focus. Kind of drifting into the abstract in terms of how I see myself. Sometimes I can see right through myself. Sometimes I think I can see right through myself. Anyways, chat. It is getting late. And I do need to wake up early in the morning so I can stream again. We're gonna be doing Minecraft ASMR. I might try out the new mic. We'll see if it works. I just fucks around with it a little bit, you know. As one does, as one do. That means for now, I'm gonna have to end stream. I don't hate you. It's 9:20. It's almost 9:30, and I need to go to bed. But I had a lot of fun with you all. Chat, here's my favorite song of all time. It's not a good song, even. I just love the song. Thank you for the follow, Romar. How you doing? I don't hate anybody, chat. Okay. But yes, chat, we are going to come to an end. I need to go to bed because I got to wake up in the morning and we'll do a morning stream. Fine, we'll listen to the full song, okay? Yes, this is Butthole Surfers. The energetic shows. I can taste you on my lips and smell you in my clothes. Cinnamon and sugary and softly spoken lines. Remember just how you look through other people's eyes. Mwah. I think she's at work for the raid. What do you think? What do you think, chat? I don't understand sometime the energy that it shows. All right, 1 second. All right, chat. It's time. Are you ready? I've loved you all so very, very much. Hope you know that I will always love you. You are the greatest. You are my most important possession. That's right, chat. I own you. Anyways, we're going to go right out into these people. We're going to say hello to Cheese. Y'all be super, super kind, super, super sweet. Stream tomorrow. Normal times, a lot more energetic, a lot better. Okay. Y'all go say it. Raise your gene. Raise my gene? What do you mean? All right, buddy. We're going to do a little lucky raid. And I'll see you all next time, okay? Mwah, 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 mwah.